one, go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Thursday edition of Pro Line with Jim Price. I'm Dave Token. Got a couple of highlights and promos to tell you about. We're going to get into the meat of the conversation today. I mean, it's a win Purdue last night, so the Bulls are still running quite good. I've only got one Bull play today, and it's on the first game. So by the time you hear this, that will have already kicked off. But we got a lot more coming, and those are online right now at JimPrice.com. And I've also got some NFL up for this week, including my NFL game of the week. Jim, how about yourself?
Well, I got a couple of NFL things up there right now that I mentioned yesterday that there were some big line moves I wanted to get ahead of. And, of course, college hoops will be up each and every day along with NBA. And, of course, we got the bowl games up. We're blasting the bowl games. So you want to go to JimFeist.com, VegasSportsMasters.com, and get involved with Dave and I. We'll make you some money, that's for sure.
College basketball conference play is now getting underway, and this is a different approach from the non-conference plays because, you know, it's not that the non-conference games are exhibition games, but a lot of times coaches will experiment with rotations, and it's just a different feel. Once conference play gets underway, the intensity ramps up, and it's really important to have good sets of legit power ratings because one-loss records aren't always good indicators. That's where the fast facts come in, Jim.
Well, yeah, you know, it's kind of like preseason football in a way. Not exactly, but there's a lot of experimentation that goes on with these college teams before the conference play starts. They don't know their rotations. They're not sure who the starters are at times. And the intensity of the games is different. When you're in conference play, it's just like the NFL, where conference play means so much. Because they're more important games than the non-conference stuff. Unless, of course, it's some kind of big game, marquee game that's going to be on national TV. But for the most part, it's very difficult to get a good set of power ratings when people are blowing out teams they shouldn't be playing, or they're just, you know, they're kind of rabbits. And what's going to happen when they get in conference games? Usually, you're going to see less points scored. The reason for that is they're going to be a lot more careful with the ball. They're going to run more schemes. They're going to be playing teams that they play once or twice and sometimes three times every year. So there's a lot of familiarity between the coaches and many times the players. So the games are different. And you have to be a lot more careful what you're doing until you get to see. It's like a brand new season. And plus, at this point, you're coming off testing. A lot of these kids just went through a testing period where they're taking tests in their classes. You're coming off of travel to different tournaments, exotic places in some cases. You're coming off of a period of time where they had Christmas and they had the holidays. And there's a lot of different elements that go into this, especially the early part of the conference play. And as they start to play 2, 3, 4 games, you really start to see who these teams are. And that's what you have to be real intense about that and to be on top of it. If you go to JimFeist.com and click on the Fast Facts, you will see a log of each game that they've played. You'd see the power ratings of the teams that they played. You'll see if they were home or away or on a neutral court. You'll get a game rating for each game. And you have to look at those individually. You can take the collective of it and see what the power ratings are, but it's not as meaningful at this point because of what I just said. And the odds makers are in the same dilemma. So when they're picking up the same power ratings that I'm developed in my own formulas, they're giving you a line that's going to be very similar to the number that I come up with. However, you can break it down. Now, I'm not saying you have the time to do all this work that Dave and I do, but if you want to, it's all there to break down the game ratings, where they played, the strength of schedule, the type of teams. Did they play 60 rated teams, 50 rated teams, 80 and 90 rated teams? And you'll see a team going up against another team. One team played a real tough schedule, another team played a cupcake schedule. And those numbers, whatever power ratings are going to develop out of that, are not going to be as meaningful because one team had a real gauntlet to go through in playing really tough teams. And you got to watch out for those teams. They may not have the big numbers like scoring factors and win-loss records and such, but they're tough because they played real tough teams, and they're going to be war ready for conference play.
So move on, and by the way, we don't want to ignore the bowl. And we've got one game today that has really moved from where it opened. That's the Michigan State-Washington State bowl game. You know, way back when they put up the opening numbers of this game, Washington State was a 3-point favorite. Now Michigan State's 2 or 2.5. So this is where we can talk about why chasing steam is not a great idea long term. In other words, if you like Michigan State this game, it's just not worth betting at this point. I mean, you might win the bet, but you're taking so much the worst of it in terms of the line value. It's a really bad habit for bettors to get into. And I just won't do it myself. I mean, if you're asking me who I think is going to win, I think Michigan State will win this game. But I didn't take the +3 or even +2 when it was out there. Well, I'm not going to do it now with Michigan State the favorite. This is one of the tendencies that bad bettors ignore. They just, they'll get on a game, and if they like it, they don't care if they're giving up 3, even 4 points, the best of it. And it's a really bad move long term in terms of your bankroll.
Well, yes. There is a however to this. We can't always assume that the odds maker is right. There are factors that go into each one of these games that they might have made a mistake. They might have made the wrong favorite to begin with.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So if you make a line on a game, and let's say you make Michigan State 2, and Washington State comes out, the number I saw 4.5 early, which is absolutely incredible. Then you have to look at, okay, what's going on? A lot of these teams haven't played in a long time. So what's going on? Are there any players on either one of these teams that are being disciplined? Is somebody hurt? There's a lot of factors that go into this that you have to look at. For example, I can't make an example, but you look at Aaron Rodgers, gets hurt in practice, and then they go to a backup quarterback. We've seen 6, 8, 10, 12-point moves, actually, or adjustments because of that. Now, I'm not saying that happened in this particular game, but I made Michigan State the favorite going in, so I didn't understand.
Yeah, so did I.
I didn't understand the Washington State side being favored, but it turned out that my line was more appropriate than what came out, and yours as well, Dave. But so maybe 2 is the right number. Maybe Michigan State should be 2. Maybe they should be 4. So what Dave said is 100% right, with the caveat that the odds maker is not always going to be right. They are human beings, and sometimes they make mistakes. And we try
there are exceptions to it. And for instance, even if you didn't get the best number on, I'll give you an example, the 49ers-Rams game. Even if you didn't get the best number and decided, well, now that I've got the information, I'm going to bet the 49ers. That's okay because, the information came after the opening number had been posted. So you can't really say the opening number was a mistake as much as they didn't have the information either, and they had to make an adjustment. So situations like that are a little bit different. But for me, it's basically when it's not a line maker error, or an adjustment. But when it's just all money, I trust the odds makers more than I trust the money. Let's put it that way.
Dave, we have a similar situation going on, not to the extreme that this is, but Oklahoma opened the favorite over Georgia.
Yep.
That's on January 1st. And I believe it opened Oklahoma 1. And now I'm looking
Actually,
at...
I got one. I took 1.5.
You Oklahoma minus 1.5? Or...
I had the opening, first number I saw, let's see. Yeah, Pinnacle opened 1.5 Oklahoma. And I took Georgia right away. And I've actually told my clients that if they didn't get that number, don't play it now. Because I don't, to me, playing -2 when you could have had plus 1.5, it's not it's just too much lost value. And it's not like the game's easy anyway.
No, these games aren't easy, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm looking at Georgia 2.5 now in a lot of places. So that's a pretty big move as well. Does that mean that the odds makers were wrong?
I actually think the odds makers were wrong. I think they made the wrong favorite, and it got hit right away. See, that's another key to me. Is if it's a mistake, if they put up a bad number, it gets hit immediately. It's not one of these things where it drags out over a 2-week period and all of a sudden it starts to move. There's enough sharp guys out there. When the odds makers make a mistake on a game, it gets hit immediately. It doesn't happen that often, obviously. But I think they did make a mistake. Oklahoma might win the football game. I'm talking about where they put the line. They should not have made Oklahoma the favorite in the game. And the sharp numbers guys came in immediately and hit Georgia. So from that standpoint, they made a bit of a mistake.
We're talking about, for the most part, line movement doesn't take place from the average player. They don't affect the number that much, because generally the average player. Now you can have average players that they're what we call Joes or squares, not being derogatory, but they're not professionals, that have a lot of money and they'll come into the window and bet a $50,000 or $100,000 bet, but they're not professionals. But then you have professionals that will come in and they'll look at this Oklahoma line at 1.5, and they'll say, hell, they got the wrong favorite. Georgia should be the favorite. I'm going to bet 100, 200, 300,000 on Georgia, and they're going to move the line. Well, in a game, you might end up with 70% of the tickets on Oklahoma and 30% of the tickets on Georgia, but the Georgia money is 80-20 in Georgia's favor. So when you have situations like that, that's what we call reverse line movement. So that means more people are betting Oklahoma, but more money is going on Georgia. That can happen too, and it happens a lot. So when you talk...
By the way,
what?
The sharp guys aren't always right. Just point that out, because the perfect example, it's the ultimate example, is that for 2 years now, sharp money, and that, it's not the team, they're betting the number, not the team, but sharp money has shown up almost every week in the Cleveland Browns. And the public has bet the other side, and the public has won almost all those games.
Yeah,
so it doesn't,
I think Cleveland is what, like 2-11 or 2-12 against the spread this year or something like that. It's ridiculous.
I think they're like 4-22 or something in the last 26. It's an absurdly bad record against the spread.
But the sharp guys keep coming in. They, like you said, they just keep betting the same side because the number is what they're betting. They're not betting the team. And I think, obviously that's proven to be a big mistake on their part to do that, because they're just giving money away. But, I mean, ironically, this might be the greatest week in the world to bet Cleveland, because the other side doesn't have anything to play for the most part. And they get, getting 2 touchdowns. So this might be the right side to actually cover a bet. But it's been a...
This was my money.
I know, it's difficult to pronounce that and tell somebody to go bet their money on Cleveland. It's hard to do that. But Dave, this has been a good run. 2017, we picked a lot of winners. We got more winners up on the site right now, jimfeist.com, vegasportsmasters.com. We've got basketball, we've got football. We actually put up some hockey there as well. So you get involved. Go to the site, get our picks, get involved with us, and you'll see that we will make you money in the short run and the long run.
Sounds like a good plan to me, and we will come back and talk some NFL tomorrow on the Friday podcast. That's it, Jim.
All right, Dave, thank you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.